Appropriate preposition part 1 avoid by Minichola. Competitor must be obeyed by just decision. Abound in as chores প্রচুর পরিমাণে বিদ্যমান থাকা হিলসা ফিস abound in the পদ্মা abound with অত প্রচুর পরিমাণে বিদ্যমান থাকা as chores with something the পদ্মা abound with হিলসা feet absorbed in মগ্ন নিমগ্ন he was absorbed in deep thought abstain from বিরত থাকা always try to abstain from evil company access to প্রবেশাধিকার there is no free access to the chairman room accommodate with or to সাহায্য করা বা খাপ খাওয়ানো we always try to accommodate our client with financial assistance accompanied by সঙ্গী হওয়া depression is almost always accompanied by insomnia accomplished in পারদর্শী হওয়া বা পারদর্শী he was accomplished in all the art accomplished in পারদর্শী he was accomplished in all the art accord to or with সামঞ্জস্য every school accord his high property to the equity of teaching accordance with অনুসারে in accordance with her wishes he was good in France according to অনুসারে according to our record you owe us $130 account for জবাবদিহিতা করা he was unable to account for the year account with অর্থ হচ্ছে হিসাব I have a saving account with Standard Chartered Bank accused of অভিযুক্ত the man was accused of murder accustomed to অভ্যস্ত she quickly became accustomed to his messy way acquainted with পরিচিত I am not personally acquainted with the gentleman in question adapt to যোগ করা she adapt to খাপ খাওয়ানো he can't adapt to new situation added to যোগ করা বা সংযোজন he added a Picasso to her collection addicted to আসক্ত 50 million American are addicted to nicotine adapt in দক্ষ sailors proved adept in the art of avoiding potholes in the road adequate to পর্যাপ্ত I didn't have adequate time to prefer adhere to লেগে থাকা one should adhere to one's principles adjacent to সন্নিহিত our house was adjacent to the river admit of অবকাশ your conduct admit of no excuse admit to বা into স্বীকার করা বা যোগ করা the new law was generally admitted to be difficult to enforce Spain was admitted to the European Community in 1986. Appropriate preposition part 2 advantage of or over অর্থ হচ্ছে সুযোগ নেওয়া বা লওয়া the advantage of booking ticket is that you get better seat advantageous to অর্থ সুবিধাজনক the lower tax rate is particularly advantageous to poorer family adverse to প্রতিকূল your plan is adverse to our interest affection for or toward অর্থ স্নেহপূর্ণ I feel deep affection for the children affects to সংযুক্ত করা she affixed a stamp to the envelope afraid of ভীত my daughter get afraid of the cockroach agree to proposal এর ক্ষেত্রে প্রস্তাবে রাজি হওয়া I agree to your proposal agree with ব্যক্তির ক্ষেত্রে সম্মত বা সহনীয় হওয়া I didn't agree with him alarm at ভীত বা by I was a bit alarmed at or by news of his illness align to বিদেশি alien to বিদেশি when I first went to New York it seemed to be alien to me align with অর্থ হচ্ছে একমত হওয়া the major union align with the government on the issue allergic to ভীষণ অপছন্দ many of our friends are allergic to smoking alliance or allied with মৈত্রী some of us feel that the union is the alliance with government allowed to বিলি করা the allowed to allotted a separate desk to everyone alternate with অথবা পর্যায়ক্রমে ঘটা period of depression alternate with excited behavior alternative to বিকল্প there is no alternative to education amazed at বিস্মিত he was amazed at how calm he felt after the accident amenable to অর্থ বাধ্য he is not amenable to reason amused at কৌতুক রোধ করা বা বাই হতে পারে he was very amused at your comment or amused by your comment analogy to or with or between সাদৃশ্য He drew an analogy between the brain and a bus computer. Dr. Oud explained the moment of light by analogy with or to the moment of water. Angry at Khuddho, he is angry at my failure. Appropriate preposition part 3 angry at অর্থ হচ্ছে ক্ষুব্ধ angry for কোনো কাজে রাগান্বিত হওয়া he was angry with me for my having done this angry with অত কারোর সাথে রাগান্বিত হওয়া I am angry with him and next to অত সংযোজিত করা next his slave to the letter annoy with or annoy at or annoy for অত বিরক্তি he was annoyed with me for my going there he was angry at my conduct antipathy to or toward ঘৃণা he was an antipathy to smoking anxious about উদ্বিগ্ন I am anxious about my examination anxious for অত চিন্তিত we are anxious for you apart from ব্যতীত he has never been apart from his mother apathy toward অত হচ্ছে অনাগ্রহ he has great apathy toward his studies apology for অত কোনো কারণে ক্ষমা চাওয়া you must ask apology to him for your rudeness apology to কারো কাছে ক্ষমা চাওয়া you must ask apology to him I felt to or against or for আবেদন করা the fourth bowler appealed to the referee for a free kick he has lost and appealed against the severity of the fire appendix 2 পরিশিষ্ট please look at the appendix to the main chapter appetite for অর্থ হচ্ছে ক্ষুধা appetite for ক্ষুধা my brother has no appetite for food applicable to প্রযোজ্য the new qualification are applicable to all European countries apply for দরখাস্ত করা I intend to apply for a job in the account debt বা department appointed to নিযুক্ত হওয়া he appointed me to his this post approve of অনুমোদন he doesn't approve smoking apt in দক্ষ বা তীক্ষ্ণ he is apt in mathematics or at figures argue over কোনো বিষয়ে বিতর্ক করা the children are arguing over which TV program to watch argue with তর্ক করা I don't want to argue with you about the matter Appropriate preposition part 4 treat of অত আলোচনা করা this book treat of music treat to খাওয়ানো he treated us to a dinner treat with ব্যবহার করা he treated well with me true to বিশ্বাসী a man of character is true to his word unaware of অজ্ঞ I was quite unaware of the problem under trial বিচারাধীন the case is under trial unite to মিলিত বা একত্র হওয়া she is united in marriage to an engineer united with মিলিত বা একজোট হওয়া I am now united with him unsure of অনিশ্চিত he was unsure of himself urge upon আহ্বান জানানো we urge the point upon his consideration use of for or to ব্যবহার we will make use of her vast experience useful to or for উপকারী this book is useful to a student for success in the examination valid for বৈধ this passport will be valid for 1 year vary from or variance with অর্থাৎ পৃথক হওয়া your story varies from his your story is at variance with his vexed with or for or at বিরক্ত he is vexed with me for opposing him he is vexed at my opposition victim of bully the children are the innocent victims of fighting victim to অত শিকার the company has fallen victim to increased competition buy with or in প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বিতা করা the two older children learn to buy with the younger one for their mother's attention ashamed of appropriate preposition part 5 ashamed of অর্থ হচ্ছে লজ্জিত I am ashamed of his conduct asked about অর্থ খোঁজ করা he asked about you asked for অর্থ হচ্ছে চাওয়া the money we asked for was not forthcoming
Aspirant to উচ্চাকাঙ্ক্ষী, the soul leader was an aspirant to the throne, assigned to অর্থ হচ্ছে নির্দিষ্ট করে দেওয়া। The case has been assigned to our senior officer, assist in সাহায্য করা। The army arrived to assist in the search, associate with জড়িত বা in। I no longer wish to be associated with people like him. Assured of অর্থ আশ্বাস দেওয়া, he assured me of his health. Astonished at বিস্মিত, the doctor were astonished at the speed of her recovery. At lunch দুপুরের খাবার, I was talking so much at lunch that my food went cold. At the bottom নিচে, the teacher asked the student to do exercise at the bottom of the face. At the fork রাস্তার মোড়, turn right at the first fork and go 500 yards up the road. At the side of অর্থ দর্শনে, I was horrified at the sight of so much distress. At the weekend অর্থ হচ্ছে সপ্তাহান্তে, are you doing anything special at the weekend? Attend to জুড়ে দেয়া, I attend a photo to my application form. Attachment for a shukti, this food processor has a special attachment for grinding coffee. Attacked by বা with আক্রমণ, he was attacked and seriously injured by a gang or youth. Attain to অর্জন করা, he attained to greatness by dint of perseverance. Attain on সেবা করা। Nurse attend on patient, attend to মনোযোগ দেয়া, please attend to my lecture. Attend by attended by অর্থ হচ্ছে সঙ্গী হওয়া। The princess was attended by her ladies in waiting. Attribute to আরোপ করা, most expert have attributed the drawing to Michelangelo.
Appropriate preposition part 6 authority on বিশেষজ্ঞ Mr. Swan is a leading authority on English grammar. Authority over কর্তৃত্ব, the parent should have authority over their son and daughter. Avail of সুযোগ দেয়া, employees should avail themselves of the opportunity to buy safe share in the company. Available to or for উপলব্ধ, there is no money available of an office party this year. It is a vital that food is made available to the feminine area. Averse to বিমুখ, people who are averse to hard work generally don't success in life. Aversion to বিরাগ, she has a deep aversion to getting up in the morning. Aware of অভিহিত বা সচেতন, he was well aware of his problem. Bad at অদক্ষ, I'm not bad at tennis. Ban on or from নিষেধাজ্ঞা, she was banned from driving for 2 years. There should be ban on talking loudly in cinemas. Beg for কোনো কিছু চাওয়া, the beg for money. Behave toward আচরণ করা, I think he behaved disgracefully toward you. Believe in বিশ্বাস, that don't believe in believing toward before marriage. Belong to অধিকারভুক্ত হওয়া, this book belong to Sharah. Below poverty line, দারিদ্র সীমার নিচে, most people in Bangladesh live below poverty line. Beneficial to উপকারী, exercise is beneficial to health. Best to on দান করা, the jaws cross a decoration that is bestowed on British civilian for act of great bravery. Beware of সতর্ক হওয়া, beware of falling asleep while subtaining sunbathing. Based against অত বিরোধ, I have no base against the late marriage. Based toward অত পক্ষপাত, he has no base toward anything particular. Appropriate preposition part 7 blessed with or in সৌভাগ্যশালী বা সুখী হওয়া, she is blessed with both beauty and brain. He is blessed in his children. Blind of অন্ধ, the boy is blind of one eye. Blind to দাসীন, he is blind to his son's fault. Boast of অহংকার করা, he boasted of his accomplishment. Born of জাত বা উদ্ভূত, she was born in 1915. Borrow of or from ধার করা, English has borrowed many words from or of France. Bound for or by or in আবদ্ধ, she is on a plane bound for Moscow when she become ill. The village is bounded on one side by a river. I am bound in honor to help you. Breaking অত কথার মাঝে কথা বলা, it's impolite to breaking when someone else is talking. Bridge over সেতু, there is a bridge over the river. Burst into অত ফেটে পড়া, he burst into tears at the sad news.
The burst out laughter at my story. Business with ব্যবসা. I am pleased to do business with you. Busy at or in or with or about ব্যস্ততা. He is busy at his desk. He is busy in doing his work. He is busy with his lesson. He is always busy about nothing. By of Kana. I bought this thing of him. By heart. মুখস্থ করা. He learned the poem by heart. Collapse to উদাসীন. Callous to Dashin, he is callous to my suffering, capable of Shokram. Only that Democratic Party is capable of running the country. Careful or careless of or about Jatnaban ba Jatnabanhin. He is in a relatively temper, so be careful about or what he say to him. It is careless of him to leave the door unlocked. Cast aside chote fella. As soon as he become race, he cast aside his old friend. Catch it at Kedara. A drawing man catch at a straw. Appropriate preposition part 8. Cautious of or caution against সতর্ক. He is cautious of giving offense. Take proper cautions against malaria. Certain of or certainty of or about নিশ্চিত বা নিশ্চয়তা. He is quite certain of the attacker identity. There is no certainty of or about it. Certify to প্রত্যয়ন করা বা সত্য বলে ঘোষণা. I certify to his honesty. Change into পরিবর্তন. The magician changed the fog into a ball. Change against, charge against অথচ অভিযোগ. The foolish brought a charge of thief against him. Charge with অভিযুক্ত করা. He was charged with left. Cling to লেগে থাকা. Cling to the road clings to the coastline for several miles. Then it turned inland. Clothed with or in পরিহিত. Clothed with shame. She left the place. She was clothed in a purple gown. Cooperative with অত সহযোগিতা করা. The Spanish authority cooperated with the British police to finding the terrorist. Coincide with একই সময়ে কথা. His statement coincides with mine. Collaborate with সহযোগিতা করা or in or on. Two writers collaborated on the script for the film. Collide with ধাক্কা লাগা. It was predicted that a comet would collide with one of the planets. Combination of সমন্বয়. The combination of nitrogen and glycerin creates a potent explosive. Comments on or with শুরু করা. The course comments with a 1 week instruction of our theory. Comment on or often মন্তব্য করা. Mamun always comments on or often what I am warning. Commit to মুখস্থ করা. Commit the phrases to memory. Common to সাধারণ. English has some feature common to many languages. Appropriate preposition part 9. Compare to ভিন্ন জিনিসের সাথে তুলনা করা. He compared the heart to a farm. Compare with সমজাতীয় কোনো কিছুর মধ্যে তুলনা করা. Compare আকবর with আওরঙ্গজেব. Compete with or for প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বিতা করা. Both girls compete for their father attention. I am not compare with that noise. Complain of or about something অত নালিশ করা. He complain about headache or of headache. Complain to or somebody নালিশ করা. These days everybody complain to the government. Composed of গঠিত. The committee is composed of MP, doctor, academics and member of the public. Conceal from গোপন করা. Is there anything you are concealing from me? Concentrate on or often কেন্দ্রীভূত করা or মনোযোগ দেয়া. I am going to concentrate on or often my writing for a while. Concern for উদ্বিগ্ন. Students are concerned for their result. Concerned with জড়িত. I am not concerned with this matter. Conclusion of or to or from সমাপ্তি. I found the conclusion of the film rather irritating. There is a conclusion to the story. You can draw some conclusion from the evidence. Condemned to দণ্ডিত করা. The criminal was condemned to death. Conducive to উপকারী. Early rising is conducive to health. Confess to or confession of স্বীকার করা. She confessed to her husband that she had sold her wedding ring. I can't ask for help. It feels like a confession of failure. Confidence in আত্মবিশ্বাস. She has full confidence in her ability. Confident of আশাবাদী. He is confident of success. Confined in or to আবদ্ধ. Let's confine our discussion to the matter is question please. He is confined Initial. Confused with total গল্প কেন? You are confusing me with my sisters. She she's the one starring drama. Congenial to উপকারী. The climate is congenial to health. Appropriate preposition part 10. Congratulate on অভিনন্দন জানানো. I congratulated him on his success. Cautious of সচেতন. I am very conscious of the fact that I had to make a good impression. Conscious. Consist in বিদ্যমান থাকা. True happiness consists in contentment. Consist of গঠিত. The school consists of 5 classroom. Consult with পরামর্শ করা. This afternoon, the Prime Minister was consulting with his advisor, and we are expecting an announcement shortly. Contact with সংযোগ. She finally made contact with him in Italy. Contemporary of সমসাময়িক. C. Marlowe was a contemporary of Shakespeare. Counted with সন্তুষ্ট. He is contented with a little. Content with সন্তুষ্ট. Contiguous to সংলগ্ন. The two states are contiguous with or to each other. Contrary to বিপরীত. She acted contrary to order. Contrasted to or between. Your action is a contrast to our profession. Contrast with তুলনা করা. Contribution to অবদান. He has a great contribution to his locality. Control over নিয়ন্ত্রণ করা. He has no control over himself. Convict of দণ্ড দেওয়া. He has twice been convicted of robbery. Coffee পেরে ওঠা বা এটে ওঠা. She can't cope with so much work. Count upon or on নির্ভর করা. I count upon your health. Crave for আকাঙ্ক্ষা. He craves for wealth. Credit to or with অত জমা করা. Credit the amount to my account. He credited my account with $20 after I pointed out the mistake. Appropriate preposition part 11. Culminate in সর্বোচ্চ সীমানায় পৌঁছানো. The many years of research have finally culminated in a cure for the diseases. Cure for or of আরোগ্য লাভ করা. At one time the doctor couldn't cure people of TB. There is still no cure for cancer. Curse for অভিশাপ দেয়া. He cursed himself for his stupidity. Dead of বধির. He is dead of an ear. Deal in something ব্যবসা করা. He deal in rice. Deal with somebody আচরণ করা. He deal in rice but doesn't know how to deal with the customer. Devour from বাধা দেওয়া. He was devoured from boating. Dedicate to উৎসর্গ করা. The book is dedicated to the author brothers. Deduce from সিদ্ধান্ত নেওয়া. He can't deduce very much from this figure. Deficient in দুর্বল বা কাঁচা. A diet deficient in vitamin D may cause the disease rocket. Delegate to প্রতিনিধি. Mr. Jorna welcomed the delegate to the conference. Delve in গভীর গবেষণা করা. He delved into her pocket to find some change. Demand from চাহিদা বা demand of or demand for. He has always demanded the highest standard behavior from his children. I demand to see the manager. There was little demand for ticket. The demand of nursing are great for a lot of people. Depend on নির্ভর করা. We shouldn't depend on other. Depend upon নির্ভর করা. I depended upon his word. Dependent on নির্ভরশীল. Whether or not we go to Spain for our holiday is dependent on the cost. Appropriate preposition part 12. Deprive of অর্থবঞ্চিত. He claimed that he had been deprived of his freedom or right. Derived from উৎসারিত হওয়া. The income derived from the ownership of land is called rent. Destined for নির্দিষ্ট. These cars are destined for the European market. These plants are destined to jail. Destitute of বিবর্জিত. Officials who are destitute of sympathy don't have incentive to work. from বিচ্ছিন্ন করা, you can detach the hood from the jacket. Detrimental to ক্ষতিকর, smoking is detrimental to health, devoid of বিহীন বা বর্জিত, he is devoid of common sense. Died by কোনো কিছু দ্বারা মারা যাওয়া, he died by poison. Die for জীবন উৎসর্গ করা, he died for his country. Die from কোনো কিছুর জন্য মারা যাওয়া, the man die from hunger. Die of রোগে মারা যাওয়া, the orphan die of cholera. Differ from বিচ্ছিন্ন হওয়া, with or on, your code differ from mine, I differ with you on this matter. Differ with অত মতের মিল না হওয়া, I differ with you on this point. Difference between অত পার্থক্য, what is the difference between an elf and a monkey? Different from অত ভিন্নতা বা আলাদা, my hobby is different from her hobby. Disagree with ভিন্নমত হওয়া, I am afraid I have to disagree with you. Disappointed at হতাশ, I was disappointed at the grade I received on my last essay. Disgrace to কলঙ্ক, you are a disgrace to the medical profession. Displeased with or at or by অত অসন্তুষ্ট, city official are displeased with the lack of progress. Dispute of শেষ করা, I took a mere 5 minutes for the whole champion to dispose of this opponent. Distract from বিভ্রান্ত করা, he tried to distract attention from his own legal activities. Appropriate preposition part 13. Divide among অর্থ অনেকের মাঝে বণ্টন করা, he divide the mangoes among us. Divide between দুইজনের মধ্যে বণ্টন করা, যেমন we divided the money between the two children. Dressed in পরিহিত, the young woman was dressed in silk due to প্রাপ্য. The next meeting is due to be held in 3 months time. Dull of বঞ্চিত, বধির, you are dull of hearing. Dwell in বাস করা, he dwell in this house. Dwell upon আলোচনা করা, she dwells long upon the matter. Eager for or about or after আগ্রহী, the crowded round the spokesman eager for any news. Easy of সরল, our principle is easy of approach. Effect of প্রভাব, the effect of smoking is proven to be extremely harmful. Eligible for যোগ্য, only graduates are eligible for the post. Emerge from or into বের করা, the tiger emerged from the jungle into the open field. Immigrant from or to দেশান্তরিত হওয়া, emit from অর্থ নির্গত হওয়া, smoke is emitted from the chimney. Encroach on অনধিকার প্রবেশ করা, I resent it that my job is starting to encroach on my family life. Enter into আবদ্ধ করা, we entered into an agreement. Entitled to অত অধিকারী, I am entitled to a share in the profit. Entrust to somebody বিশ্বাস করে নেয়া বা দেয়া, the children are entrusted to the care of their uncle. Entrust with something বিশ্বাস করে দেয়া, I entrust him with the things. Envious of ঈর্ষান্বিত, I am not envious of his success. Equal to যোগ্য, he was equal to the test. Appropriate preposition part 14. Equivalent to অর্থ হচ্ছে সমতুল্য, a qualification which is equivalent to a degree. Essential to অত্যাবশ্যক. Contentment is essential to happiness. Excel in সদ্গুণে শ্রেষ্ঠ হওয়া, Rebecca always excelled in language at school. Exception to ব্যতিক্রম, there is no exception to the rule. Excuse for or from অর্থ ক্ষমা করা, I excuse you from attendance. Exempt from অব্যাহতি দেওয়া, he was exempted from the fine. Expect from or of আশা করা, I expect punctuality from my student. Experience in অভিজ্ঞতা, a doctor should have experience in deal with patient suffering from stress. Expert in or at সুদক্ষ, my mother is an expert at dressmaking. He is expert in drawing. Failing ব্যর্থ হওয়া, I fail in my attempt to persuade her. Faith in বিশ্বাস, I have a great faith in you. False to বিশ্বাসঘাতকতা, I can't be false to my friend. Familiar to সুপরিচিত, the state was familiar to me. Fatal to মারাত্মক, dignity finally proved to be rival cause. Fatigue by ক্লান্ত, I am fatigued by wide traveling. favor of পক্ষে, favor with দয়া করা। Her economic theories are in favor with the current government. Favorable to or for অত অনুকূল। We have had a favorable response to the plan so far. Appropriate preposition part 15 in fear of অত হচ্ছে ভয়ে বা আশঙ্কায় she lies sad inside in fear of her life until the police came. Fed up with অত বিরক্ত I am fed up with her. Feed on or with অত খেয়ে বা ছা silkworm feed on mulberry leaves. He feeds the cow with grass. Feel for or in অত সহানুভূতি থাকা I feel for you but there is nothing I can do to help. Fight for or with or against অত হচ্ছে যুদ্ধ করা he always fight for the poor with or against the rich. Fire at or into often অত গুলি করা I fire at the bird. The foolish fired into or upon the mob. Fix in on to or off স্থির করা the idea become fixed in his mind. He fixed his eyes on me. Fond of আসক্ত children are fond of sweet. Foreign to বিদেশীয় the whole concept of democracy she claimed was utterly foreign to the present government. Free from or of মুক্ত করা ensure the wound is free from the dirt before applying the bandage. Full of or filled with পরিপূর্ণ the cells are full of book. Furnish to or with সজ্জিত করা I furnish the information to the committee. Get into অত মিশে যাওয়া when river flood their bank the calcium get into the soil. Given মেনে নেওয়া বা বশ্যতা স্বীকার the government giving the demand of the opposition. Glad at or of আনন্দিত I am glad at your success. Glance at or over অত চোখ বুলানো she cast a glance at her watch. Go down ডুবে যাওয়া the child went down in the pond. Good at ভালো বা দক্ষ she is good at lawn tennis. Grateful to or for কৃতজ্ঞ I am so grateful to you or for all that you have done. Guess at অনুমান করা he guesses at the throat. Guilty of অপরাধী he was guilty of contempt of court. Appropriate preposition part 16 hail from অত হচ্ছে কোথাও থেকে আসা geo originally hails from Toronto. Hanker after অত হচ্ছে আকাঙ্ক্ষা করা he doesn't hanker after money. Hatred of or from ঘৃণা what is very clear is this letter is Clark passionate hatred of his father. Heed to অত হচ্ছে শোনা pay heed to what I say. Heir of or to উত্তরাধিকার the guest of honor was the Romanov heir to the throne of all Russia. Hinder from or hindrance to অত বাধা দেওয়া he was hindered from going. There is no hindrance to his going. Hinge upon অত হচ্ছে নির্ভর করা the whole at the possibility of moving to America. Hit upon অত পরিকল্পনা করা we hit upon a new plan. Hostile to বৈরী বা বিরুদ্ধে I am not hostile to the idea of change as much as stars. Ignorant of অজ্ঞ she is ignorant of the fact. Import into or from অত আমদানি করা crude oil is imported into India from the Gulf countries. Imposed on আরোপ করা the task was imposed on him. Inaccessible to অপ্রবেশ্য বা অগম্য some of the house on the hillside are inaccessible to air car. Inadequate to অপর্যাপ্ত or for our preparation are inadequate to the task. Incapable of অক্ষম she is incapable of doing such a thing. Incentive to উদ্দীপক the prize will be an incentive to students performance. Appropriate preposition part 17 indebted to or for Rini I am indebted to Jana for my success. Identical with অভিন্ন the ingredient are identical with those of competing product. Independent of স্বাধীন she is independent of my health. Indifferent to Udhasin, he is indifferent to his own interest. Indulge in Ashokta, don't indulge in wine. Indulge with Poseida, you indulged him with your support. Infected with Shankramitha, all that tomato flan are infected with virus. Inferior to Hino Banichu, Ravina is inferior to Romana. Infested with Upadrop. These houses infested with rat. Influence with over or upon অথচ প্রভাব. Violence a good influence on or upon him. In form of or against অবগত করা বা জানানো. Walter was not properly informed of the reason for her arrest. He informed the police against me. Inherent in অর্থ হচ্ছে জন্মগত. There are danger inherent in almost very sport. Injury to injurious to অর্থ হচ্ছে ক্ষতিকর. Too much alcohol is injurious to your health. Innocent of নির্দোষ, he is innocent of the charge. Inquiry to অর্থ খতিয়ে দেখা. He shall inquiry into the matter. Insist on জোর দেয়া, he insisted on my going there. Inspire with or into or in উৎসাহিত করা. His word inspired us with courage. His word inspired courage into or in us. Appropriate preposition part 18. In spite of সত্ত্বেও, in spite of the delay, he arrived on time. Intent of অত দৃঢ় সংকল্প, his intent of going there. Interest in আগ্রহ, he has no interest in mathematics. Interfere with হস্তক্ষেপ করা, I never interfere with my grown of children. Intimate with or to অন্তরঙ্গ, he become very intimate with an actress. Introduce to or into পরিচয় করা, when were you first introduced to selling. Invest with or in অভিযুক্ত করা বা গচ্ছিত রাখা, we have decided it's time to invest in a new computer. Investigation of or into তদন্ত করা, an investigation has been underway for several days into the disappearance of a 13 years old boy. Irrespective of নির্বিশেষে, the legislation must be applied irrespective of someone's ethnic origins. Relevant to অপ্রাসঙ্গিক, these documents are largely relevant to the present investigation. Jet বিদ্রুপ করা, the people at the back of the hall jeer at the speaker. Join to or with or in যোগ করা বা সংযুক্ত করা, the island is joined to the mainland by a road bridge. At the end of this verse we had like everyone to join in with the chorus. Judge by অথচ বিচার বা মূল্যায়ন, judge by, you shouldn't judge by appearance alone. Jump into তলাব দেয়া, the driver jumped into the car. Junior to ছোট বা নিম্নপদস্থ, object to being told what to do by someone junior to me. Key to অর্থ চাবিকাঠি, industry is key to success. Lack of অভাব, her only problem is lack of confidence. Appropriate preposition part 19. Lame of or in Pongo, he has lamed in or of the accident. Lament for or over অনুশোচনা করা, the poem of friend by lamenting over or for the death of a young man. Laugh at উপহাস করা, don't laugh at the poor. Lead to অর্থ নিয়ে যাওয়া, the tradition method of race cultivation lead to a yield of about 700 kg of ammo Freddy. Learn of or about সেটা বা জানতে পারা, I have recently learned about the matter. Liable to or for die, he is liable to punishment of neglect of duty. Liberate from in or in মুক্ত করা, Bangladesh was liberated from Pakistan in 1971. Liking for পছন্দ, she has a liking for me. Limited to সীমাবদ্ধ, the problem is stress. The problem of stress is currently not limited to people who work. Listen to or in or for মনোযোগ দেয়া বা শোনা, মনোযোগ দিয়ে শোনা, listen to what he says. I wish that would stop listening in my phone conversation. Lead by অর্থ আলোকিত করা, light by আলোকিত, now a day many villages are light by electricity. Live in or at or on or by or for বাস করা বা বেঁচে থাকা, he lives in Dhaka or at Ranaghat. He lives on milk only. Live by honest means and for a high ideal. লাভ লং ফর অত আশা করা, এভরিবডি লংস ফর হ্যাপিনেস, লস্ট ইন অর টু হারিয়ে ফেলা, অ্যান্ড was completely lost in her book, loyal to অনুরক্ত, she is very loyal to her friends. Appropriate preposition part 20 or 20, mad with or on or about or for or after, অথচ পাগল, he is mad with anger, he is almost mad on or about or for or after that thing. Make up of অত গঠিত হওয়া, the team is made up of 11 player. Married to বিয়ে করা, Kamal was married to Shirin. Meet with সম্মুখীন হওয়া, I heard she had met with an accident. Merge with or into অঙ্গীভূত করা বা নিমজ্জিত হওয়া, after a while the narrow track merged with a wider path. Windful of অর্থ হচ্ছে মনোযোগী হওয়া, mindful of অর্থ মনোযোগী, mindful of the poor road condition. She reduced her speed on 30 mph. Mixed in or with or of অত জড়িত হওয়া বা জড়িত. Reductive material was mixed of or in the effluent. Moved to or by or at or with অর্থ বিচলিত. He was moved by my entreaty. He was moved to tear at the sight of my misery. Necessary for অর্থ প্রয়োজনীয়তা. In speech, the primary necessities for several are air, food and water. Object to আপত্তি করা. He object to having to go to so many parties. Obliged to or for বাধিত করা, I am obliged to you for your help. Observant of তীক্ষ্ণ দৃষ্টি. The novelist is observant of public feeling. Obsessed by or with তাচ্ছন্ন বা অভিষ্ট. Why are you people so obsessed with money? Obstacle to বাধা. This decision has moved the lost obstacle to the hostage release. Occupied with or in প্রবৃত. If never even occupied with work, he is occupied in writing a letter. Occur to অত মনে হওয়া. It never even occurred to us that he didn't been invited. On television, I watched the film on TV. Opposite to বিপরীত, you had never known their sisters, they are completely opposite to each other in every way. Opposition to অত বিরোধিতা করা, there is a lot of opposition to the proposed changes. Appropriate preposition part 21, originate from অতোৎপত্তি হওয়া, the cat appears to have originated from the east. Oust from অত হচ্ছে বিতাড়িত করা, police are trying to oust drug dealers from the city center. Overwhelmed with or at অভিভূত, he is overwhelmed with grief at his brother's death. ও টু অর্থ ঋণী হওয়া. Part from বিদায় জানানো, he parted from his friends. Part with ত্যাগ করা, I can't part with this book. Partial to or partiality for পক্ষপাতী, I am rather partial to red wine. He has a partiality for expensive. First of অত পাশ দিয়ে যাওয়া, he passed by but don't notice me. Fashion for আসক্তি, Anton has a consuming fashion for science fiction. Peculiar to নিজস্ব বৈশিষ্ট্য, this type of bullying is peculiar to the south of the country. Persist in লেগে থাকা, if he persists in asking our question, then send him to the boss. Pity on অর্থ হচ্ছে দয়া, God took pity on him. Fly with মজা করা, I shall not fly with you. Fled with or for উকালতি করা, he was on his knee pleading for mercy. She appeared on television to plead with the kids affairs. Point out চিহ্নিত করা, mistake should be point out in a student's work. Ponder over চিন্তা করা, ponder over my advice. Popular for কোনো কারণে জনপ্রিয়, she is popular for her goodness. Pray for প্রার্থনা করা, we pray for your success. Preoccupied with আচ্ছন্ন, why is the media so preoccupied with the love lives of politician? Prefer to অধিক পছন্দ করা, I prefer tea to coffee. Appropriate preposition part 22. Precede over অথচ সভাপতিত্ব করা, the headmaster preceded over the meeting. Prevail on or upon রাজি করানো, I prevailed on or upon my friend to lend me টাকা 5,000. Prevent from বিরত রাখা, he prevented me from going there. Pride in অত গর্ব, she takes pride in her beauty. Pride in oneself on গর্ব করা, the girl prides herself on her beauty. Prefer to পূর্বে, prior to পূর্বে, all the arrangements should be completed prior to your departure. Proficiency in অর্থ দক্ষতা, a prize was awarded to him for his proficiency in music. Prohibit from নিষিদ্ধ, motor vehicles are prohibited from driving in the town center. Proficient in or a দক্ষতা, he is proficient in two language. Proportionate to আনুপাতিক, punishment should be proportionate to the offense. Provide with অর্থ দেয়া, a bodyguard provide one with protection. Call with or about or for or over অত বিবাদ করা, ঝগড়া, they quarrel with one another about the house or for the house. Quest for or of অনুসন্ধান, nothing will stop them in their quest for truth. Quick at অত পটু, Sheila is quick at understanding. Ready for or at অত প্রস্তুত, the army are said to be ready for action. Rebel again বিদ্রোহ করা, the soldier failed to rebel against the government. Recommend to or for সুপারিশ করা, she has been recommended for promotion. Refrain from বিরত রাখা বা হওয়া, we refrain from taking until we know that it was safe. Appropriate preposition part 23. Relation of or to or between. What is the relation of the moon to the tides? The relation between the original book and this new film is very faint. Relevant to প্রাসঙ্গিক. Education should be relevant to the child's needs. Reliant on নির্ভরশীল. Most young people would like to be less reliant on their parent. Relieve from or of উপশম করা, he relieved from me from an anxiety. Rely on নির্ভর করা, the success of this project rely on everyone making an effort. Remind of মনে করিয়ে দেওয়া, my wife reminded me of the appointment. Replace by or with অত পরিবর্তে বসানো, the factory replace most of its worker with robot. Replace this old chair by a new one. Reply to উত্তর দেয়া, I try to reply to later that day I receive them. Respect for শ্রদ্ধা, I have great respect for him. Respond to সাড়া দেয়া, responded to the roll call. Rest with or upon নির্ভর করা, it rests with you to grant my prayer. I rest upon your promise. Return to ফিরে আসা, Tania returned to London by plane from Dhaka. Revolt against আন্দোলন করা, the prisoner revolted against the jailer. Revolt at বিদ্রোহ করা, human nature revolt at a crime. Turn into জড়িয়ে পড়া, don't turn into that. Run on অত বিরতিহীন চলা, the train is running on time. Run over চাপা পড়া, the man was run over by a car. Appropriate preposition part 24. Singing of আশাবাদে, I'm singing of success. Satisfy with or of সন্তুষ্ট, are you satisfied with the new arrangement? Search for or search of অনুসন্ধান করা, the man or search for drug and then release. Senior to বড় বা উচ্চপদস্থ, she is senior to me so I have to do what she tells me. Sentenced to or for অত দণ্ড দেওয়া, he was sentenced to life imprisonment for murder. Shamed or for অথচ লজ্জা বা অপমান, I feel shamed or for your conduct. Short of গাথি, she is always short of breath when she climb the stair. Shout at চিৎকার করে ডাকা, if people can't hear you do you shout at them? Sick of or for পীড়িত, I'm sick of a fever. I'm sick for my home. Silent to সদৃশ্য, I bought some new shoes which are very similar to a pair I had before. তাহলে similar to. Simultaneously with একই সাথে, the member of the opposition raised their hand simultaneously with the member of the ruling party on the issue. Smiled অর্থ হাসা। He was smiling at himself and didn't answer my question. Sorry for দুঃখিত। We are sorry for your mother's illness. Speak with or to or about or for or of or on কথা বলা। I don't speak with him. I spoke to him about the matter. Stand on or by অর্থ দাঁড়ানো। Stand a bottle on the table over there. She has ought to stand by her husband during his trial. Subject to or for or of বিষয় বা অধীন. What is the subject of or for inquiry? Submit to বশ্যতা স্বীকার করা. She decided to resign from the party rather than submit herself to the new rules. Subscribe to চাঁদা দেওয়া. She subscribes to several women's magazine. Subsequent to পরবর্তীতে. Those explosions must have to our departure because we didn't hear anything. Appropriate preposition part 25. Substitute for প্রতিস্থাপিত করা. You can substitute oil for butter in this receive. Butter. Succeed in or to উত্তরাধিকারী হওয়া. He succeeded to his father's estate. He succeeded in this object. Succumb to অর্থ হচ্ছে মারা যাওয়া. Thousands of cows have succumbed to the disease in the first few months. Suffer from অসুখে ভোগা. I have been suffering from cancer for 2 years. Sufficient for পর্যাপ্ত. This receive should be sufficient for 5 people. Suitable for or to উপযুক্ত. The film is suitable for children. Suited to উপযোগী. His remark isn't suited to the occasion. Superior to উৎকৃষ্ট. He is superior to me. Sure of নিশ্চিত. She's become much more sure of herself since he got a job. Surprised or by বিস্মিত. We are very surprised at or by the result. Suspicious of সন্দেহপূর্ণ. They are highly suspicious of one another motives. Sympathy for সহানুভূতি. His sympathy for the poor is phraseology. Sympathy for or with সহানুভূতি. I must confess I have some sympathy with or for his view. Take pity on দয়া করা. Take pity on the poor. Taste in রুচি. I have no taste in music. Taste of অভিজ্ঞতা. I have had some taste of poverty. Think of or about চিন্তা করা. I am thinking of or about buying a new car. Tired of by or with বিরক্ত বা ক্লান্ত. I am tired of waiting or by a long walk or with exertion. Trade in ব্যবসা করা. Trade in ব্যবসা করা. The company has been trading in oil for many years. Translate from or into অনুবাদ করা. Shakespeare plays have been translated from English into many languages.